Binge eating. Binge eating poses to be one of the major hurdles standing between you and your weight loss goal. Binges not only weaken your willpower and your confidence, it literally actually ruins your progress for days if you binge massive enough. So in this video, I'm going to try to break down to you how you can stop this behavior, how you can get a kind of permanent solution to this problem and make consistent progress on your weight loss and in your health. But first, what is binge eating? To put it very shortly, binge eating is when you lose control over yourself and eat a massive amount of food that you weren't supposed to eat. You start from having it just a little, maybe just in moderation, but once you start, you just cannot stop. Now, in all kinds of binge episode, in all and everyone's binge episode, there is one thing common, and that is your state of mind is kind of unstable. You're not really cool, you're not really calm, whenever you are binge eating, you're not really savoring your food, you're not really at that moment really enjoying the food that you're eating. It's mostly like an anxious state where you're just basically gorging on food. There is no enjoyment, there is no savoring. So the preceding thing to a binge eating episode is always an unstable state of mind. Now, fortunately for us, there was a guy who found an extraordinarily simple solution for all of this. He sat under a tree 2500 years ago and came up with a technique that is pretty much the solution to all human problems, including binge eating. It is called mindfulness. This guy discovered that any emotion, any thought, or pretty much any craving or hate arises in the mind with a sensation on your body. So if you're angry, it will have a certain kind of sensation on your body. If you're afraid, it will have a certain kind of sensation on your body. And if you're craving something, it will have a sensation associated with it on the body. Now, if I were to give you an example, if I were to explain this with an example, I want you to think of donuts right now, or any kind of favorite food that you have. I want you to think of that right this moment. So one of my favorite things is donut. So when I think of donuts, I get a really pleasant sensation in my body. I really get like a sensation running down from my head into my neck and just into my back, into my in my stomach and things like that. So if you really carefully observe you would see that every single thing that you crave, whatever emotion that is, in this case, it's a craving for donut. That craving is going to have a real sensation in your body. When you see that thing in front of you, so for example, if someone were to bring a donut in front of me right now, that sensation, that pleasant sensation of craving that donut, eating that donut, is going to increase. And when that donut touches my mouth, touches my tongue, that sensation is just going to shoot through the roof. What he discovered was if you suppress these cravings, they increase. The more you try to get rid of them, the more they will start having power over you. And if you already are powerless because of an unstable state of mind, they just take over you like a monster. And then the game is just over. If you don't suppress a craving, it runs its course and dies out. The hippie under the tree discovered one last thing. Any sensation that arises on the body with a craving, when observed with full attention for a few moments, two things happen. One, it slowly loses its power over you. The craving might still be there, but it won't affect you. And second, if you keep watching it with your full attention for a few more moments, it vanishes away completely. If you just watch something without trying to change it, if you just be with that sensation with all your being without resisting it, it loses its power over you and vanishes away. Now, I know what you're going to say. I'm not an enlightened person like the Buddha. Just give me something that works on lay people, just normal human beings. I haven't ever really meditated by sitting under a tree for hours and days. Give me something that is going to work with normal, average human beings. And my answer to that question would be the Buddha taught this technique to normal human beings, normal lay people. Okay, so even if you haven't meditated ever, this technique is going to work with you. This technique of looking at that feeling, that sensation mindfully, is going to work with you 100%. Now, when you're doing it for the first time, you might not see shocking results like the craving just vanishes away and things like that, but you will at least see that craving losing its power over your actions. Generally, what happens like 99% of the times is when we get a real bad craving inside us, that craving takes over you and takes over your actions. I can guarantee, even if you're doing it for the first time, this if you're doing it honestly for the first time, this won't happen. The craving will lose a lot of its power. It might still be there inside you, that sensation, but if you're honest with yourself, then you would be able to say no to that craving very, very easily. The more you practice this, the more your power of attention grows. If you really want to become a ninja at this art of observing things, you should practice mindfulness meditation. There is a very good app called Waking Up with Sam Harris that will guide you through the entire process of mastering this technique. So the next time your craving arises, your first step is note it, that a craving has arisen. Second step, take a few deep breaths. Third step, observe the sensations in your body that are associated with the craving. Don't force anything, just observe the sensation as they arise. Keep observing it for a few seconds to a few minutes, and you will find it has lost its power.